The GrishaCast is currently covering Ninth House, an adult novel. This is a change from our normal young adult podcast. Please keep this in mind when listening to this episode with children. We will let you know when we return to young adult content.
And I'll tell you guys since we're all friends. Every character I write has a piece of me in them. Hi, I'm Lee Bardugo. You're listening to the GrishaCast.
Welcome to GrishaCast, episode 122. In this episode, we will be discussing chapters 9 through 11 in Lee Bardugo's Ninth House. This is your host, Eric.
And I'm Terry from Nashville, Tennessee. This is your podcast for all things Grishaverse.
A world created by our Queen of the Greys, Lee Bardugo. Moi saviani casters.
Hi.
Woo. So, we have some listener cities.
We do.
Mm-hmm.
First up, we have Salem, Oregon.
Woo!
Yay.
Yes, come on, bring it. And then we're going to Darlington, Australia.
Woo!
Yay! Thank you all.
Yes, thank you. I love the Pacific Northwest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love that. I said in the intro that we will be discussing chapters 9 through 11 in Lee Bardugo's Ninth House.
Well, you know,
We're going to dive on in it.
It's like every week is the first week.
It sure is.
It's like we forget what we're doing every single time.
And just in case you guys are wondering what happened, and if in case like I'm somehow just doing a barbecue and someone's like, I don't know, city backyard, I'm not. This is a background. Oh, only for people watching on YouTube. Yeah, the 9 of you can enjoy the actual visual effects of this is actually real manuscript. The actual manuscript. And don't you love how I did this? It's actually that's the wrong half. That's not it. But behind me. However, if you can you can't because I'm blocking it. There actually is a circle that is in, like, I guess they did a painting originally. It was just like this circle. It's really neat. I didn't know that you can actually find some of the actual. This is the Manuscript Tomb. Now you can't get pictures of the inside, but I think Chris is. Would you like me to? It's not an easy circle to see, so you'd have to like kind of pause and see.
Oh, it's a little
very light
shadow.
Yes, I think it used to be darker a long time ago.
Well, I was the idiot that almost did this. I almost turned my head to look behind you.
Yes. Well,
that's not going to work.
No, but it's okay. It's neat. Not you turning. Sorry, the circle.
Yes, the building and the circle. It's cool.
Although I do find it funny because there are not a lot of images of manuscript. I mean. Actually, I think this is the only one that I could find. So not many as in one. And there were a lot of others, like really cool pictures of other tombs. Ones that we will be reading about, and we'll show those later. But this is the only one they had a manuscript. And but it was
a secret.
Yeah, it is. And online, it's like the rich elite of Yale. I mean, yeah. I think that's so interesting that we actually have like real. These are real places. I just find it so fascinating. So, anyways, yeah, I'm going to be in my barbecue.
Yeah, it does look like you're just in some neighbor's yard.
Yep. Just drinking some tea.
Some northeastern neighborhood.
Yeah. Or Chris has kicked me out and it's just me and my bookshelf. Just... As long as I got my books.
As long as you have your books, everything is okay.
I mean, hey, I've got the shade. This tree is like nice.
Yeah.
And yeah, I got the neighbors next door. No, dang, I did it wrong. I did it. Yeah, neighbors next door. I wonder what they think. Well, one, they probably think I'm crazy, but okay, let's come into reality. So, how are you?
I'm good.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, I start a new job on Monday. I'm so excited.
We are very excited for you. You deserve this.
Thanks.
And it's a really awesome job.
It is. I will be working with an organization that rehabilitates and educates those who are incarcerated. So it's a big social justice organization, and I'm very excited to. It's a big jump,
Mm-hmm.
career wise and salary wise, and to be able to work with these people at the same time is just it's more than I thought was going to happen
Right.
and more than I could have hoped for. So I'm very excited. I feel
Mhm.
like I've it's it's a growth in my career, but I also feel like I'm going to grow as a person too, being surrounded by all of these smart people that are fighting for rights. And yeah, I'm very excited.
Absolutely. And of course you're gonna grow. It's like you're gonna enjoy it's so new and it's different and you're gonna love it and you're gonna do so good at it. And I'm so happy for you.
I'm thrilled. I part of the it was a month-long interview process. I had applied for a different position and it took a month. And in one of the interviews, one of the questions was, what can you explain to somebody that might be a difficult concept and not a popular concept or one that's hard to hear?
Mm.
And that question, I sat there and stared at them like, what? That is a crazy question. And the only thing I could think about was a conversation I had had 2 days earlier about pronouns for transgendered and non binary people. And so I said that.
Wow.
And I was like, that could be a risk. It could really potentially be the nail in the coffin if there was one, if they don't agree. Um, but I thought I might be with the right
Yes.
people.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
And in the interview, there was a man who had previously been incarcerated, and he does work for them now, which I think it's
That's
incredible that they
awesome.
hire
Yes.
uh, previously incarcerated people. And he had a big smile on his face during this conversation. And he said, "You're going to be such an asset because you have no idea how many trans people are in this prison system."
Yeah.
And so then he had all these follow-up questions. And so I got to have this really great conversation about sticking up for students or people we'd be working
Yeah.
with administration, if with the administration using the wrong pronouns or wrong names or things like that. And it was great to be able
Wow.
to incorporate that into an interview and that be such a positive thing. So I feel like I'm in the right place.
You definitely are. And that's awesome. And it is so amazing because I'm glad you gave that answer because I mean, if you would have been with the wrong people if
Hmm.
it was the opposite. But I think that's awesome. And it feels good when one, you enjoy your job, but to be able to also work with people that you can work with like well
Yes.
and you have when your job has to do with like a mission like yours and it's very important that you guys all see eye to eye. So I'm excited for everybody that you're going to help and I think that's great.
Oh,
And
thank you.
you deserve all of it and you're going to do so wonderful. And while you're helping people, I'll unfortunately be sending people
Well,
to you.
yes.
Well,
I think we're going to work on two opposite
yeah.
ends of of
However,
that spectrum.
I'm not the one that does it. It's
No,
just, yep.
you just the paperwork and
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, that's not my main job. It just happens to be that if you do have a warrant, then
Hmm.
yeah, sorry, and you come to my window and we do notice kind of got to do something. And it
Yeah.
used to break my heart. I mean,
Yeah.
it's still sad and hard but I've gotten better at it. Um I just it's hard, especially some of these like my job, people are not coming to my window to get arrested.
Right.
Like, so
Yeah.
it's always a surprise. And I hate, like, so there's no good, and I'm sorry, there is no easy or nice way to tell someone, so I don't need you to move or run away. Uh, it's horrible. It's so bad. I've gotten better at. I used to be terrified of it. I used to,
Oh yeah, I can't even imagine.
and then I had this one absolutely horrible experience, which I think it would have broke other people's hearts too. There are people that get upset, obviously, but there was this one person that came to my window that obviously had some mental things going. Like, I mean, they just I don't know exactly what it was, and they were very sweet and very kind. You could just tell that there was definitely just some. They weren't seeing a doctor, or they weren't on. Like, I mean, they just. How am I saying this? How am I trying to? What am I trying to say?
They
Help
had
me.
some difficulties.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and I and they had a warrant, of course,
Mhm.
and it was. Oh my god, it was one hard because like this person actually started connecting. Like, I mean, I think because they were very scared. I can't remember what it was. Like, this is before I told them, and I think so. They were like staring in my eyes, and then when it actually had to happen, it got very. I've n- I had to actually leave because they were screaming so
Mm.
loud. This poor person was being like freaked out, and I understand, but like they were. It took a lot of people to get this person away. It was sad. So it's hard.
Yeah.
It's tough. And I felt so and I don't know what happened and like um but that's gotta be terrifying. I wish there was a way that I don't know. I hate that some people have to get handcuffed. Well, you do have to get handcuffed.
Yeah.
And some people are luckier than others. Some people I get to tell, oh well, you missed your court date, but hey, they actually ROR'd you. So you actually just get to pretty much just get booked and walk back out. But not everybody gets that.
Mm.
And the amount of money that people spend to get people out.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's a lot. And they leverage their entire lives against it too.
Yeah, I probably gotta be careful with what I say. So I should probably stop where I was about to go. But yeah, it's really crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Especially some of the things. See, I'm finally like I really enjoy my job, but I think it's because it challenged me and I wanted to get it and like but it just I didn't think I was going to, but I like luckily like I kept going and I kept trying really hard and I finally understand it now. I think the court system is fascinating. I'm not saying in any way that I agree with
Right.
some of the things. I'm just saying it's fascinating.
Right. To understand the process and
Yeah.
yeah.
There's
Mhm.
so much to it. There's just some so crazy little laws out there that that so many people don't even know. Like
Mhm.
I bet a lot of people don't even know that I think this is normal, but if you get a traffic ticket, you have a court date. Yeah. So look on your traffic tickets, peeps. Because if you don't pay it, you might miss it. Although you won't get arrested if you do. Anyways. Yeah.
No,
It's but yeah, we're working on opposite sides, girl.
we are. You're kind of at the beginning of it, and I'm at the end of it.
Yeah. And I definitely am like you though. I always am trying to help and I don't want and there are people I remember telling me that that's going to fade and you will not it won't bother you so much. Like I mean when you have to do but that has never faded. I will
And you don't want it to.
exactly. Like these are human beings. Like I
Mhm.
mean I'm sorry, but I don't care who you are and anybody that comes to my window and is a human being deserves respect and I think every single one of us in this world has done something illegal, whether it be small or large or whatever. There are always situations like when you brought up like there's so many trans people in prison, and that's so true. And the reason for that is just because of that. That is, if you decide to live your truth when you're trans, you're taking a huge risk, which I hate that. But you're taking it there are so many different things that sometimes you have to do illegal things just to survive, and that is so sad.
Yeah, I think they find fellowship in the wrong place a lot of times just because they're looking for somewhere to
Yes.
belong. My foster brother wasn't trans, but he was gay, and that happened to him, where he was just trying to find, fellowship in
Yeah.
really anything, and it just happened to be in the wrong crowd. So it happens, and everyone makes mistakes, and we're only human. and we need to treat everyone as a human.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to. I won't be really working face to face with the students. I was going to with the job that I initially applied to, but they had this other offer for me that I couldn't refuse. But the director emailed me and said that she thinks that I would be a huge asset to the students and that she hopes that I will go with her sometime. They call it behind the wall. They don't call it really
That's
prison, or
awesome.
they just call it like there's students behind the wall.
Wow. That's incredible.
So she said that she hopes that I'll go behind the wall with her whenever I wanted to. And I'm like,
Yeah.
absolutely, yeah. Because she's like, they'll love you. She's like, you have such a great personality, and they're just gonna love talking to you. So they go to 3 different prisons. There's like a max men's, and then a medium women's, and a medium men's. And I think it's just gonna be.
It's gonna be an incredible job.
It's gonna be a great experience.
It is.
I'm very, very happy that that's going to be the next chapter, because I'm kind of in this stage of growth currently anyway. I don't know if it's age related or whatever else, but I'm in this kind of like growth period anyway. And I think that that's just going to enhance it. I have been trying to find a job for years, and this kind of fell into my lap, and the universe was looking out for me.
Yeah.
I think, because I don't think I would be happy working in some corporation, doing some, I don't know, the same kind of stuff I've always been doing, just in a sad office space. So I'm very happy. They have all these picnics and events where they bring in rehabilitated prisoners and their families, and they provide, meals, entertainment, and all these things. And it's just so cool.
Yeah, and it's awesome. And I agree. I think I'm in the exact same place. I think I'm in a place of growth, which is I think you're accepting, and I'm kind of like, I think the universe is making things for me happen. However, the job thing, when you and I finally reunited again after like high school, like we both were in places that I think we both wanted more. Like I was in the beginning, but you have to start somewhere. That's the thing. Like you can't just, I didn't know what type of job I wanted. And you have to kind of figure that out. And some jobs, I remember getting jobs that I was really excited about, and then, they didn't turn out the way that it looked all shiny and bright on the outside. But then actually getting in there is oh my gosh. Yeah. And it's nice to know that both of us, I think, I find I'm very comfortable and happy with what with where I am. But it took a lot, and it's about we both had to persevere through it. We had to keep trying, and we also couldn't complain about starting where we started and having the jobs that you didn't enjoy. So that's a good lesson for you kids out there.
Yeah, in my exit interview for the current job I'm in, the HR lady that was giving the interview, she said, I've been meaning to say something. You're a much different person today than you were when you first started. And I said, I don't know how deep you want me to go with that, but yes, 100%, I'm a totally different person.
Yes, ma'am.
And I said, the short story is that I lived a lie for a very long, long time. And I'm just now to the point to where I'm showing everybody who I really am now. I'm not trying to be the perfect person that I thought everyone wanted, or that was what was going to get me ahead, or anything. So, and that's kind of the fun thing now about starting over with a new job too, is because during the whole interview process, I was just like, screw it. I'm going to be my awkward, weird, gay self.
Be who you are. Be your truth.
And they've just embraced it. There's been several times where I've been like, why did I say that? Why did I do that? But they've just fully embraced it. And so I'm like, all right, okay. So this is what's right currently.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
And I don't think you're living a lie either. I think, and it actually took my sponsor when I was in, I've talked about being sober on this podcast, but my sponsor when I was in a fellowship that I'm no longer a part of, I'm part of another one. But anyways, my sponsor who I still talk to, I remember when I was doing my like inventory for the first time, and it's like you write down all this like pretty much like everything bad you've ever done. And I remember that I did it a second time, like a couple years later or something, and I was telling her like, I'm so sorry, I don't know why I didn't put this in my first one. And I thought about it, but I couldn't do it. And I was saying, I was like, I felt like I lied. And she said, no, Eric, you were as honest and truthful as you could be and at that exact moment in your life. And I thought about that, and that's absolutely true. It's just like, I mean, that's where I was. That's as honest, and that's who I thought, I mean, so just got to grow, girl.
Mm-hmm.
We should start, another podcast where we just we help more people, and it could be like Oprah. Yes, because that's what we're gonna go to.
Yes, that's
from GrishaCast to wow,
from YA fantasy to life advice,
self-help.
Yes,
with Terry and Eric,
and still
that would be horrifying.
Just really, it's just going to be us talking about ourselves. Really, is
and just telling you to do whatever you want, and
yes,
yeah, I'm not going to answer that for you. Sorry, you figure it out. It would be fun to read those questions, though.
Oh yeah, I could see that.
So we should probably get started. This is a very long intro, but we did good. Hey, it is what it is.
Yeah.
So thank you guys for listening. Okay, so first off, yay, love where we're starting. And I ended last week with asking you a question and our listeners. What would your go-to death words be? Did you think about that, girl?
I did.
Oh, I'm so proud of you. I kind of like didn't know whether you would or not. I was like, I don't know whether she's going to remember.
I knew what I was going to do instantly.
Oh, okay. Well, bring it. What do you got?
Edgar Allan Poe. He has a poem called Spirits of the Dead.
Okay.
The very first section, thy soul shall find itself alone mid dark thoughts of the gray tombstone.
Ooh, Dr. Seuss?
Not one of all the crowd to pry into thine hour of secrecy. So that would be, I mean, there's a lot more in the poem, but yeah, that's the first thing I thought of when I thought of like death.
Okay.
Was definitely Edgar Allan Poe, because he is like the god of death.
Isn't he just like King Goth?
Yes.
Like, I really feel like he was like the very first goth ever to like put pen to paper, and like whenever you read his stuff, it screams it to me.
It's so dark.
But it's like, it's gorgeous.
I love
it's beautiful. And
like the Telltale Heart is just a masterpiece.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I thought of with Spirits of the Dead.
Okay. Well, good.
Because we've got Alone, we've got Tombstone. So,
there's definitely a lot in there that would get Grace to go away.
Yeah.
So I've got two. And so my first one is from Robin Williams. Death is nature's way of saying, your table is ready.
Yours is so much happier than mine.
But it's really funny. I'm sorry. I just love it. Your table's ready, honey. Okay. And then the other one, I don't know if it's really that funny, but it's by Neil Gaiman, which is another author that I love. Everyone is going to be dead one day. Just give them time. It's kind of funny. At the end, just give them time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, it's truth.
It is truth. And yeah.
The band that's on my hat, their big motto is "Till we dead."
Till we dead.
So that's how they end every letter to me and everything. That's what they say. It's till we dead. So I mean, accurate. We're all gonna be there someday.
So I wonder if this is the same. So we've got somebody else commented and and told us what their death words were. And this is a segment from an Edgar Allan Poe. However, it says, "O God, can I not grasp them with a tighter clasp? O God, can I not save one from the pitiless wave? Is all that we see or seem but a dream within a dream?" Is that the same one?
No, that's the dream within a dream.
Okay. Well, thank you, Tarot by Joseph.
Yes, we're on the same wavelength.
You sure are. That's awesome. So, yes, that was fun. I love that. And whenever we're just kind of like we read about the death words, I was like, well, that wouldn't be easy. You would have to of course, nobody just knows that off the bat. You would have to.
If somebody was just like, go, I wouldn't know what to say immediately. I would just be like, death,
tombstone, skeleton,
graveyard,
yeah,
all black,
everybody.
hell. I would have no idea.
Because death is hell. Hell.
Hell.
Satan. Okay. Yes, I'm okay. Anyways, so well, cool. If anybody else has any death words, send them our way. We'd love to read them and see what you got. So, what'd you think? Did you like? I mean, this book is definitely coming.
Oh yeah, things are happening.
It is. It's This is a very cool segment.
Yeah.
And we obviously we're learning a lot more about. I like that we're learning more about the world too. And we've got Dawes, one of our characters, is actually starting to get, I don't know, more interesting, I think.
Yeah, she's in this section a little more, so we're getting to know her.
Which is awesome. I love how snappy she gets. Yeah, I'm in the turtle mode talking about snaps. But yeah.
We learned from this section too that Alex and Darlington clearly had a thing going on. I think it was hinted at before, but this is it's very obvious because they talk about his body wrapped around mine and all
there's
those
some
things,
crush. There's maybe some, I would say, crushing that we see. I wouldn't say that we know that they're together or anything, but they're definitely looking at one another. Don't you think? Or am I wrong?
There was a thing, is what I have on my notes. Is just a thing.
A thing.
Yeah.
Well, it is a thing.
It's a thing.
Okay. And I love that we're still learning about Darlington, and he just becomes more and more appealing, but yet we also still know from the way this was written, we don't know where he is, and it's actually getting more scary.
Yeah. I have, it's from the beginning of chapter 9. I wrote down this quote. Sandow had said he might still be alive.
Right.
That they could bring him back. He'd said all they needed was a new moon, the right magic, and everything would be the way it had been before.
Do you want me to run into my mic again? Would that make you smile? I can.
So that's, I think, the most pointedly we've heard that he's in the weird space.
He's not in Spain.
Because it's been in this weird... Because, yeah, the next one was Darlington was not in Spain. He was not home. He was never coming home. And it was all Alex's fault.
Exactly. And see, that's the other thing I was going to bring up.
Yeah.
We got that hint that Alex has something to do with it.
She did something.
Or she was a part of it. Or somehow,
she feels guilty.
Exactly. I don't believe that she probably did anything because I don't know. I mean, from where we are right now.
So currently, Dean Shadow is really sus to me. So I know
we can skip around, so we can start wherever we want.
I mean, just from that conversation where he's talking about he might still be alive and we could do all this. Just even from that and stuff from before, I've gotten a weird sense about Dean Shadow, but I also know Lee's writing, and I know she likes to deflect and make you think that it's somebody and then it's somebody else. So I know that currently we're supposed to feel sus about Dean Shadow, but I know Lee, and so I know that it's probably not him.
Yeah, it's he's definitely like, I mean, he's definitely just the top. Like, I mean, isn't he pretty much like, I mean, I guess like, I mean, the head of the like secret societies,
Yeah.
right? Okay.
It's kind of, yeah.
He's the
I mean,
president.
Dean.
Oh, is
Yeah.
he? Oh, well, yeah, he's Dean.
Dean Shadow.
Oh my God. You don't want to know. Nope. Not going to express that. That would embarrass. Yep. I didn't even put that together. This is my second time reading it. I've literally thought his name was Dean because I know Deans and I just thought of the Dean. Yeah, I'm just letting it all out. I'm living my truth, letting you all know.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Get it.
I will.
Oh,
I know. It's cute.
I mean,
Bless. Yeah, it really is.
I work in a college, so it's like
Maybe that's
probably
it.
more obvious to me.
I hope so.
So I'm not gonna. I mean, I can't.
Yeah.
I can't judge because I work with a dean.
Yeah.
Like I'm the dean's assistant. So, it was super obvious to me. So I'm not gonna.
Well, it's not a secret. It shouldn't be a secret in the book either. I mean, they call him Dean because he's a dean.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So if you didn't catch on, that's okay. I didn't either.
We're all learning together.
We apparently yes, we are growing.
Mm-hmm.
So, other cool things I think is we learned. Like, I mean, one, last week we know that Alex was able to be like have the Greys touch her and feel it. This section it's way more than like I mean she gets
we end this chapter
beat out. Like I mean she almost gets pretty much killed.
Yeah, it's crazy. I call him a bug gray
because he's got that bug that. Well, it's the moment that she realizes it's a gray.
He's got the feelers. I can't.
It's creepy.
Oh my God. I don't even think I can get the words out. I can have that weird feeling in my throat. But yeah, bugs. And he grabs her.
And beats the living hell out of her and
pushes her into traffic.
Yeah, and he tries to kill her.
The whole time, like, I was concerned for her. I mean, I know she's not going to die because, like, we're in the middle of the book.
She's our main character, yeah.
But all I can think about is what that would look like to the outside world.
Well,
like, imagine being somebody just walking down the sidewalk and seeing this, like, young adult woman getting, like, thrown around fighting this imaginary thing.
In traffic.
Yes. You would think she was on drugs. Oh, wait. Anyway.
Well. But they bring it up. You're right.
Yeah. So but he blows this red dust.
This red mist that is.
Into her face.
And yeah, and she breathes it in. And it's really weird. It does. I don't know.
I wonder if everyone could see the red dust.
I don't think so because when they, because she got rescued, the only way she survived is because another Grey actually stepped in.
The bridegroom.
Yes. The bridegroom. And we don't know whether he was actually trying to help Alex or was just trying to fight. But they the description that Lee gives when they're fighting and going through walls and everything is like she feels and hears the vibration, but she comments she knows nobody can see or hear anything. So I think that red dust can't be seen. However, I know what you're getting at now because I mean it's this weird. So we learn also this isn't a typical Grey.
Yeah, she said he feels like glass when she goes to grab him.
And the way that he looked, too. And because she stumbles to, where did she go? It's not Ilblastom. It's the hutch. Is that where she...
She was running to the hutch.
Yeah.
But she was at like a convenience store.
Right. But she got...
She's just trying to get a beverage.
She is, and some snacks.
Yep.
But Dawes helps her. And Dawes then is the one that helps her realize that this weird Grey actually has a name.
Mm-hmm.
Glumae. Mm-hmm. Which is, and it's a messenger, right? Like a messenger from the Veil.
It's somebody who has just died recently that's been sent back.
Okay. So
It's from what I got from the readings.
And there's a specific house that also uses them as messengers. One of the societies, I can't remember.
They're all something and something, and I can't keep up with them.
It's okay. I can't either.
But Dawes, anyway, so when she gets to Dawes, she's throwing up bugs.
Bugs.
She's like just retching and like vomiting, and
Because
it's just this big pile of bugs.
Who couldn't? If I threw up bugs, I would continue to vomit until I was dead.
I would just lay down and be like, I'm done. Take me now. I'm done. But Dawes saves her and has her drink this thing.
Oh my God.
Because she says like it's eating her from the inside.
Yeah, these bugs are eating. She calls them something else, but they're book and snake, by the way, is who Dawes says uses them. So that's a hint, by the way. But she also gives them a name, like they're called something, and like these bugs, and they were used, I don't know, for a long time, but
so like clean corpses and
yeah. So, and I guess the way to help the burning or something was making this concoction of spider something and eggs and milk and goulash and I don't know.
Yeah, that was the second drink. Yeah, the first drink, I don't know what was in the first.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
know what was in the first drink.
The second one was to help the burning. That's right. That when she woke up.
Because she had to take a drink to burn them all out, and then the second drink was to help the burning. But yeah, the second drink had like spider
eggs or something, and even the word thickening was in there, like something to thicken. I was like, okay,
yes,
done.
Spider eggs to thicken. Oh God.
Ugh.
I'm trying. Okay.
Well,
whew.
Things have definitely taken a turn.
Big turn. Big turn. So, but when she takes that drink from Dawes, she's out.
Yeah. And she also says, like, this was a big hint for her because now she knows that she's onto something. Because why else would someone send someone to kill her specifically? And it's not someone, it's a thing from the magical world, so it's got to be from the society. And all she's done so far is go to the morgue, right? Isn't that all she's really done in the investigating?
Yeah.
I feel like that anybody else could know.
Yeah.
So someone's seen something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, bugs.
So in true like Lee fashion, we get this like climax of events and then poof, it goes to somewhere else. We go back to Darlington.
And I love this chapter though because
I do too.
It is definitely through Darlington's like perspective.
Mm-hmm.
But I love the visit that they have. They like when it's him and it's them like him teaching Alex, and I love that they go to this really cool party. It sounds so neat. I
love the story he talks about internally before Alex comes into it about the roller coaster. I love that story.
The ghost roller coaster, right?
Yeah, where he it was his first taste of that there could be this other world, where they're with these boys. And all the boys are like at a lake, and they're like, there could be a boat, and we could go fast, and we could go skiing, and this one kid's like, we could go to that roller coaster over there, and everybody's like, what?
Excuse me?
What roller coaster, dude? You're weird. And he's like, just kidding, bro. And then Darlington sees the article that there was a roller coaster there at some point.
Yeah.
So I feel like that was that pivotal moment in his life to kind of put him on this journey of, I must see these creatures. I must see the other world.
Absolutely. Wouldn't you get a hint that something is there like that?
Yeah.
I love his father's like, stop trying to turn him into a Catholic. It's something like that.
Yeah.
Don't quote me. But that was what his father said. Is funny to me.
Yeah. So I thought that was a really cute, like fun.
It is. It definitely is. It gives you like this, that it started young. I mean, Darlington seems very he's very professional.
Yeah.
And knows a lot and is very organized, but definitely I feel loves Lethe, loves the secret societies, probably more than a lot of people do.
But he's also got this desperation of he wants to see these things so bad because he said he thought that if he stood there long enough and be involved with it long enough that everything would show itself. And I feel like we've all been there at some point.
I think I'm still there. You want to see that if someone else says they can see magic in the air, and that's what you always my God, I love my God, yeah. I would love to. I would sit there and do whatever I had to do.
Yeah.
It's neat. But yeah, so of course he's obsessed with Alex because she can. And
so, they go to the manuscript party, which is why...
Right behind me.
Eric's ready for the tour.
I am. I'm in line.
I don't even know if I'd want to go to that party, though.
Well, it does just look... Anybody want to say I got selling barbecue out here? No.
It's 8 levels.
Yeah.
And everything is glamored. And he's don't drink, don't eat, don't do anything.
It's Halloween.
Yes.
And that's
Halloween.
So cool.
And he's there was a past event where a girl did eat or drink something and she turned into a tiger.
And never stopped.
And never. She lives in a cage.
Yeah. Her parent, she's got all this land she can run on and eats raw meat twice a day.
And attacks postmen and
yeah.
Yeah.
It's so one thing that I think is really interesting in the way Lee is presenting this is we're learning about these houses and we're learning about their special the different types of magic that they can use. And I think it's really neat that this one is all about illusions. And I think it's really cool because also this is not, they're also doing it's not a ceremony. It's not like the prognostication and it's not considered a rite. It's called they're having a culling is the way that Darlington says it. And pretty much they're getting the magic and energy from all the illusions happening, right? It's
he said he explained it as because on Halloween, basically the illusions where you're trying to be someone different and it's exciting and it's thrilling and he even talked about the sweat and the everything and the because you're believing in magic during this time. And so that they're kind of
they're charging their batteries kind
of.
Yeah.
But they're also on this stuff called Merity.
Some of them,
makes your tongue purple.
They willingly take it though.
My favorite quote of this reading came from this chapter, because Alex is dressed as a character from Shakespeare, and he's looking at her. And he says, maybe he wanted her to be the kind of girl who dressed as Queen Mab, who loved words and had stars in her blood.
It's beautiful.
That is such a great quote.
I know.
So, yeah.
And I love Queen Mab.
So he's looking at her, and he's so careful because he's don't drink that, don't do this, don't do that.
What happens?
And then he starts getting saucy.
Yeah, so it's funny. He's more used to this than anything, but he's being so protective of Alex that he takes something. They're so protective. They're not even letting them put the ink of the stamp on their hand because he's no, the ink could have something in it. But they put it in the fog machine.
Yes. He walks down the stairs and gets a face full of fog machine. And the next thing he knows, he's on his knees with his face all up in Alex's panties.
Goodness.
Which is so not Darlington.
No, and imagine if just like randomly, like I mean, your tutor just just in the middle of teaching you, and then all of a sudden it's just like, okay, game changer.
Yeah.
Like I mean, it's crazy. I think it's funny.
It's yes.
It's something.
But I think he was already kind of looking at her some kind of way. But I think
He was trying not to.
But I think that really pushed him because he talks about like afterwards where they're in bed together.
Yeah.
Nothing sexual, but like
They were.
She's putting him like to bed, and he's just like, oh.
Yeah. I love like this chapter. I thought was neat because the different levels that were described. Like the illusions is. I love to see the magic. However, it does at the same time. I would not go in there.
No,
that's terrifying.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have control issues.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
So it's weird, but neat. So we got that little snippet, and then we get back to the other story, and now we've got this is where you're. I'm about to say Queen Shadow, but not Dean's Shadow.
Dean Shadow.
Dean Sandow. Yeah, this is where. Okay, so this is one of my favorite parts that we read, just because it's not. I'm not doing a quote, but it does. They're talking about the event that happened to Alex, and it's a Glumae, and then like I don't know whether it was which one of them was trying to say Glumas, but Dawes interrupts and says Glumae. Like, excuse me.
That's the proper plural.
Glumae.
Yeah.
Ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Sorry, I don't care what you're doing. There is no S at the end of Glumae. No Glumas. Glumae. Love that. I'm sorry. I read so much sass in that. Maybe because I added so much sass. Glumae.
Yeah. Okay. And then in my brain, it was just, she just said it like matter of factly. Because I just could see her just sitting there listening and going, Glumae.
Yep. And I just had to.
And you were like, you had to take it all, yes. Queen.
I was just like, I mean, I read that part through the book walked down the runway, walked down the hall. I was like, work.
But we learned that Dean Shadow was called the night of Darlington's disappearance. But they start talking about it, and he is saying that there must have been a portal.
There's some kind, yeah.
Because he disappeared.
Right.
Because even back in chapter 9, I didn't say it, but she's saying that she remembers Darlington's feet, like staring at his feet and then listening to him scream, like as he like disappeared. So Dean Shadow is like, it's got to be a portal because of the way he disappeared.
Right.
So.
And then.
Where's the portal go?
Right.
Where did it go?
And, you know.
Where'd it come from?
In typical male fashion, we got to find someone to blame.
Oh, yeah. It's Alex's fault.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because he's blaming her for the Glumae.
Yeah, just by being alive.
If you hadn't asked for it.
And because we brought you here. You didn't know anything about us. And then we brought you here. And now you brought this.
Yep.
And we care about you, though. We want you to succeed.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, that just sounds like some white male bull. Just
typicalness.
Yeah.
But so she decides like she doesn't trust him at that point. So as she's writing the report, she's like leaving some stuff out.
Yeah. And I'm glad, like, I mean, it's exciting because it like it builds up for like, you know, we know there's more stuff going on. We want to know what happened to Darlington. So they're also going to they're going to try to bring Darlington back this upcoming Wednesday.
Mark it in your calendar.
Please do. Yeah.
Put it in your Outlook calendar.
Exactly. I was about to say refreshments after.
Punch and pie.
Business casual. So yeah, this upcoming Wednesday, they're doing a little, I think they are calling it a rite.
I guess.
Yeah, who knows? But bring a friend. And don't forget to get your drink tickets at the door.
But she's asking Dawes, like, how do I talk to dead people?
Yes. How do you talk to dead people? Because she notices out the window that the bridegroom, right?
Yeah. It's just like pacing.
And doesn't she do something to get his
She knocks on the window.
And that's so crazy.
And Dawes is like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Hold up, girl.
Yeah.
Because you're not supposed to be personable with them. You're not supposed to look them in the eye. You're not supposed to like talk to them. You're not supposed to name them. You're supposed to just understand that they're there and like,
Ignore
put
'em.
blinders on.
Yeah.
But she's like, how do I talk to a dead person? Knock, knock, knock. Hey, dude. And like looks right at him.
Yeah.
And then we end the.
That's where it ends. But it's definitely, it's cool. It's exciting. It's weird. It's creepy. But Alex, you got to do it. You got to do what you got to do.
And there was some sort of hint. I just remembered this. There was some sort of discussion that the bridegroom had done something terrible.
That he's violent. Yeah. Like, I mean.
He has committed some sort of violent act.
Yes. It was, I think, yeah, he killed, because the story that he's based around on why he's killed, it's, he killed his fiance or whatever, but Dawes also makes it is a hint, but says you have to be very careful. He's violent.
Yeah.
And I just think that's a very interesting word to describe a person you'd have to know, but also like a ghost. Like you'd have to know that. Like, I mean, what kind of ghost is violent?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I guess the bridegroom.
I guess.
And what happened? The Glumae just disappeared. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Glumae ain't gone.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I was back in the fold. I mean, I saw it. Okay, now I'm going crazy. I'm not going crazy. I know my husband's messing with me. And you know what we got to do real quickly?
Yes.
Because it is someone's fantastic. We love this person so much. So much. And we wouldn't be here without them. No, I wouldn't be doing barbecue on the street if it weren't for him. So thank you to our lovely producer, my husband, Chris.
Yay!
Happy birthday. We're not going to sing happy birthday.
No, I mean.
That's too much.
Yeah, it'd be a lot for you guys. But happy birthday to Chris.
Yes, happy birthday, Chris. And yeah.
Give him shout outs.
Please do. Bring it. Come on. Yay, we love you.
Yay.
Okay. Well, I think I shared everything that I was really interested in.
Yes.
Did you get it all?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, cool. Well, we will see you all next week. And don't forget, if you want, you can join our little discussion group on Fable, Lethe, and the Ancient Eight. And we'll be back next week reading the next 3 chapters, 12, 13, and 14.
Can't wait.
Woo! Let's do this. Okay. We love you all. We'll see you guys later. Long live the Grishaverse.
Like, we're at the end of the hour, so my voice is a little husky. A plus.
No mourners.
No funerals.
This has been GrishaCast. Connect with us on the web at GrishaCast.com. Send an email to info@GrishaCast.com.
Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok at GrishaCast.
And thank you to our amazing staff, Chris, Michelle, Alex, Brenda.